The pace of war is fast. The facts of things are vague. What is real? What should we believe in? What's going on?
912 ambulance, 75-year-old male, back pain.
We will accept nothing less than comprehensive gun control.
We want change! We want change!
We're gonna get it done.
Hello, I'm Alvina. Welcome to What's Going On. Today, we have a sad news for you about a massive chemical attack that had happened in Doma, the last rebel-held town in the eastern Ghouta region, Syria. Most victims are women and children. It is said that about 500 people have suffered symptoms consistent with exposure to toxic chemicals, including difficulty breathing, irritation of mucous membranes, and disruption to the central nervous systems. However, the exact death toll is not for sure because the region is still turbulent. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, posted on Twitter to criticize President Putin. Russians and Iran are responsible for backing Animal Assad, but the Syria government says the attack was fabricated. We had briefly introduced about the international regulations of chemical weapons in second episode, so this time we want to simply introduce the rebel army which is occupying Doma, eastern Ghouta region, where was attacked by chemical weapon this time. The Syrian civil war is an ongoing multi-sided armed conflict in Syria, fought primarily between the governments of President Bashar al-Assad along with its allies, and various forces opposing both the governments and each other in varying constellations. And the group now occupying Doma is called Ish al-Islam, meaning Army of Islam, formerly known as Liwa al-Islam. It's a coalition of Islamist rebel units. It owns 10 to 15,000 fighters according to the data shown in February 2018, and its leader is Alush. In 2016, Ish al-Islam's ideology was described as the mixture of Salavism, Syrian nationalism, and at least in the past, a significant dose of Sunni sectarianism. Zalan Alush initially called for the establishment of the Islamic State in Syria, but later renounced his previous positions, expressed support for an elected government, boasted about the protection his organization offered to Christians under its rule, and even defined the Alawi sect as the victim of the Assad region. In that early period, Alush denounced democracy and called for an Islamic State to succeed Assad. However, in the May 2015 interview with Maklaji journalist, Alush used more moderate rhetoric, claiming that Syrians should decide what sort of state they wanted to live under, and that Alawites were part of the Syrian people, and only those with blood on their hands should be held accountable. His spokesman went on to claim that the sectarian and Islamist rhetorical Alush had previously made was only intended for eternal consumption and to rally his fighters. There's no conclusion to the chemical attack in Doma in April 7. Therefore, U.S. President Donald Trump pledged later on April 9 that the incident would be met forcefully.
And we're making a decision as to what we do with respect to the horrible attack that was made near Damascus, and it will be met forcefully.
Russia replied the incident in an angry statement. They invited investigators from the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW, to fly to Syria as soon as April 10, saying that Russian troops will escort them to the site of the alleged attack. Moscow had said its expert had not found any trace of chlorine or any other chemical substances used against civilians. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Alvina. This is Volta Voice.